holistic understanding of Sharia, okay? And second is understanding Sharia management. And thirdly, hotel operational management. And fourthly, the Sharia compliance hotel. So why I put red and green? The red is the key success factor in which those who wish to transform any form of organization should have this knowledge. That means must understand the holistic understanding of Sharia, its definition, source, scope, and objective, the interfacing of this definition to make it operational. If we just memorize in the form of words, we cannot see the interfacing of each definition and source, scope, and objective, that we are unable to translate it into action. Here I will discuss to you how that we should understand Sharia in terms of operational definition, operational framework. And secondly, we need to understand Sharia management in terms of the integration of Sharia with management functions and resources. These are the two key knowledge that we need to know in order to be able to translate into action, not only in hotel operational management, in any form of management, in any form of business. Even we want to translate into our own organization, even our own nation, that we need to understand these two, that important for us to put into application. Okay. Let us go into the understanding of definition. Okay, since the time is we try to work it out within 15 minutes or so. And as we know that in the Quran, Islam is the way of life. It is not confined to worshipping, it's not confined to ibadah, but it's all human activities, as we said in Surah Ma'idah, verses 3, that Allah said He have been perfected our religion. Perfected means religion with all the rules and regulations. Religion means a way of life. It has completed. When it has completed means to understand it all human activities in this world, and it's chosen as our way of life. This is a very basic understanding of Islam, in which it is been perfected by Allah. It has been completed in all activities in this world for us. So that means Quran is a term of reference. It is the mother of all knowledge, as you know, is Kitab. So again, we try to look into this in detail. Sometimes people ask, Allah challenged us, is there any laws or regulation that is better than Allah? There is Surah Ma'idah 550. You know, if you have, Allah challenged us, please create ones. But we have been created in many forms of laws and regulation for humanity, in the form of philosophical, in terms of trying to translate that into action, in terms, then they made secularism, they made liberalism, socialism, communism, and all sort of ism, that it doesn't work because they don't have the detailed rules and regulation, and it's not complete as that of the Quran. Unfortunately, those who created this sort of ism does not refer to the Quran. And due respect, some of our Muslim professionals does not look into the Quran, because we are being trained into to separate the knowledge of Islam as well as professional activities. Okay, brothers and sisters, excuse me. If we look at this is I like to I like this model which I created from various reading of the books on Sharia, Maqasid al-Sharia. We can read a lot of things, but to remember and to translate that into action, I've created this sort of model for me, and I found it is very, very useful for my experience in translating Sharia into action in various business activities, not only in business activities but in organization. If you look at this model, okay, it is holistic in nature. We need to understand this in order for us to what we call this to implement or to translate Sharia into action. Why I put into this form of chart model, it's easy for us to transplant into our mind and easy for us to recall without reading all this book. You can see that Sharia is very simple. Sharia, Islamic law, Islamic commandments of God, as you can see here, is in all human activities, isn't it? It's a very simple definition, and it is the source. We can see when we talk of commandments of Allah, there must be some source. The source is, we can see, is from the primary source, the Quran and Sunnah, and that of the secondary source is relating to what we call agreement of councils of scholars. If there are no explicit mention in the Quran and Sunnah, so it could refer how to implement it. Of course, it does not contradict to the primary source, Quran and Sunnah. This is a very simple definition here. If you understand this, the source. Second, we must understand what are the categories of Sharia. Now, in the Quran, just now, Surah 5, verses 3, Allah mentioned that it's perfected it. Okay, perfected, having Quran as a reference, Sunnah as the operational definition, and in a sense that it is not a philosophy, it's not a concept as we normally, due respect to my friend and even and Muslim scholars, they refer to as philosophy. It's not a philosophy, it's a principle. It's for wisdom from the Quran to be implemented. You see, for example, a very simple verse from the Quran said, Sunnah, what we call interest is haram. Therefore, from those very basic principles and rules, it gave birth to various aspects of human activities: Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, Islamic auditing, Islamic bond, and so on. So in this case, you can see it gives birth to various activities. So this is what I'm trying to say. Even we can see is one verses from the Quran. It just mentioned that we couldn't eat box. It's a haram and clean. It created halal industry, halal food industry, halal cosmetic, halal medicine, halal consumer good. You see, just one verse, if we refer to that. So here it's a very, what you call it, the simple, it's not a philosophy, it's a principle to be applied, or it's a principle to be translated into action. So if you generally understand that, we can even apply it to other activities in our own field of expertise. Here we may look into the case of hotel, which is Islamic lifestyle. Yeah? Okay. This is a source. So here you can see the categories which I have mentioned earlier. You can see it covers all human activities. If allow me to divide the human activities into three categories. One is Aqidah, a belief that we have a faith in Aqidah. Second is Akhlaq, code of ethics, and then the other one is areas relating to rules and regulation. So here I'm not going to explain further what is Aqidah. As you know, is belief in God, belief in belief in the angel, belief in the Holy Book, belief in and so on. The six faiths, as all of you understand, is not for us to give detail. So akhlaq is a code of ethics. We can know a code of ethics, dressing, the way we mingle, intermingle. So here are the code of ethics, and these are all regulation relating to fake ibadah, fake muamalah, fake munakahat, fake siyasa, political laws, fake dawla, state of laws, and fake jinayah. These are most important elements of rules and regulation. Today we are focusing most of these things: fake ibadat, fake muamalat, fake and fake fake ibadat and fake munakahat. We hear lectures from, you said the most, especially in our sermon, I don't know, in other countries, but what I've been observing, most of the sermon focusing on these two. And I don't blame these scholars, because they are not, they are trained by a system that divide between these and other activities, dichotomy of knowledge. You see, those experts in this, when we talk about religion, we focus on these two. Of course, you professionally, we are now going toward muamalah. Alhamdulillah, we're able, this professional, able to create Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, Islamic bond, Islamic investment, and so on. These are, and there are many areas of development now getting on. For example, Islamic tourism, Islamic halal food and consumer products, and so on. There are many areas now. These areas of development now coming up 10 trillion US dollars already, covering all over the world, and is growing, and is creating a new mainstream of Islamic economy. So the other aspect, of course, need to be developed further, which is now getting accepted now. If now intellectual, those are educated, relating to Sharia political system, fake dawla, state laws, and criminal laws. Of course, some of the Islamic countries, like Saudis and other countries, implement the criminal laws. And we study those countries which implementing Islamic Sharia criminal laws. There are the rate of criminals such as rape and death due to alcoholism and so on is nearly zero, insignificant, as we know that the criminal law the countries in the Western world, the highest rate of raping per 100,000 is in the Western world. Top 10 or top 100, but in Muslim world, it's very significant, those who implement the law. Okay. All these things, the categories we understand, the source we understand. Now, what are the objectives of all these things? We have the ultimate objective. We call it Maqasid al-Shariah. All this system that Allah has been doing a favor for us, as what being Allah said in verses 5 and verses 3, it is meant for us to protect our religion. One, the 5 objectives. First, protection of religion. Second, protection of human life. Protection of our mind, intellectual. Protection of biological offspring, human biological offspring. And protection of wealth. So these are the 5 set of objectives of all the system of Sharia. Is very comprehensive and very structured and completed. You can see the United Nations is trying to develop, they call it, strategic development objective, yeah? SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. You can see it's a mixture of over 20 objectives. It's not structured and it to be achieved in year 2030. No, it's 5 years. You mentioned it is very because United Nations is consisting of youth respect of the majority. If those who are not knowledgeable in Islam, not only that, but they refuse to understand Islamic principle. So, in due respect, the IC is inactive. I don't know why, but it's inactive. It should play the role of this understanding of Maqasid al-Shariah in all human activities. And you can see also in universities as well, due respect, they are focusing Maqasid al-Shariah in these two areas, but not in other areas, focusing on ibadat, focusing on mu'anakahat, but not other areas which is very wide, which is affect our daily life, mu'amalat, what you call fiqh, siyasa, dawla, and jinayah. They are not focusing on how to implement it. Of course, the knowledge is there, but there are still need to go integration of this knowledge into real life. Okay, brothers, it is 15 minutes to understand this. Okay, and this is important. If we refer, for example, this now we have AI. See, if you could this go to AI, most of us like to see AI and trying to say that AI is the basic reference. When we go to the AI, I just get the last 2 days. This is a definition of Shariah. And go to the co-pilot. This is a definition of Shariah. You can see that it is incomplete. They don't expect the interfacing that which. As you know, the latest study by the MIT that those who use AI regularly or what do you call that frequently will make their brain rot, shrink the brain in terms of creativity. They make the brain lazy. They make the brains, what I call that, thinkable, and so on. So AI is meant to just get knowledge, but it is not. It is not in terms of creativity. Or any other part is creativity for implementation, and so on. So. It's important. I will discuss about that later. I just give you an idea how this thing. You can see if you look at this. Do you think that this is better to understand? Do you can remember this? AI. This is referred by co-pilot. Good Kamali definition. This. Do you think you can remember this? Do you think you can easily remember? Easily implementing, you combine with this. This mapping, I came out with a system, or rather methods for in 2000, I think 2012, which I practiced in 2017. Its complement is the AI, because easy to remember. You look at this. You can implant in your head forever to understand this. And you can recall. Allah gave us the brain. You understand in such a way that you understand this. You can recall automatically books you have written. Okay? Any abstract concept into action, to real world for application. You look at this. And you bridge theory and practice for student and professional. Enhance long-term intention and value-based leadership. You understand this? It's always implanted in your brain. in long-term remembrance until you're old. You start doing this. I can remember, I can define, I can make definition with other students. Remember this without looking at book and how to implement it. It's very important. That's why I say these are the key success factor, important key knowledge that we need to understand. Okay, what I'm trying to say just now, this implant to our brain and be easily remembered, easily recall without reading other books, and then easily to understand how it interfacing each other and how to implement it in real world. Okay, in other areas which is mentioned here in all human activities. Okay, I mentioned here I created this book. Of course, this is Malay, but now I'm creating it to translate because of the AI recent research 2024, which mentioned that it is brain rot to a brain if we lose AI. But this system will help you. Of course, those who are interested in this may contact me or may contact IIIT. I'm finalizing this. It helps the student. I've been experimenting it. It helps the lecturers and professionals. This is very important because we are living in the world of AI. We don't want our brain to be rotten. Rotten means brain rot means we shrink our activities. We become laziness. What MIT research said, our brain become lazy. We become lazy in thinking, less creative, less focused, and so on. So it is very important. We need to be creative. We need to be what we call active. We need to focus in translating whatever we read in the Quran, understand to the real world. Okay. Anyway, this is what conclusion. If you want to read, you want to understand further about this book, which this is in Malay, but it's in English. I've done experimenting this for many years without AI, and I found that the latest research, AI using this is better. It's complementing each other. Okay, AI gives you information, but it never gave you how to think above the information which the AI analyze. Okay. Okay, I think that is in a minute. Any question or 2 minutes before I go to understanding another important knowledge, understanding Shariah management. Because if excuse me for taking a slip of drink to my throat. Okay. You can see me, yeah? You can see me.
Yes, okay.
You can see me or I don't? You can see me.
We can see you. That is true.
Oh, you can see me, and I have to be careful in drinking and. Okay,
It's okay. It's okay.
But I cannot see you anyway. Excuse me. Okay, this is 20 minutes. Another 20 minutes, I'm trying to discuss with you this understanding of Shariah management. First, we must understand what the Shariah in the form of framework, operational framework, which I mentioned to you, that could be implanted in our brain so that wherever we are, in whatever situation we are as managers, we can even recall it. Okay, that is a prerequisite of key success of this transforming anything in which we must understand. It must be implemented in our brain just now, this one, so that we can. It is our brain is created by Allah in such a way that if we structure it properly, we can implement, we can explain, we can convince others, and we can create, translated that into real world. Okay, it's important for us to implement rather than we remember it in terms of text. Okay, okay, management. Excuse me. Management is very simple, actually. It's very simple. Everybody knows about it. We need to planning, thinking, leading, and control. It is being written in any textbook. Is being explained to people. It's structured in this way, easy to remember. But I have put the element of thinking. This one. I always emphasize 2010 or to my experience and to our own experience also when we are a kid. When we ask something from our parent to do something, I do not know. To my own experience, my parents always ask me, "Have you do the thinking?" If you want to get married also and ask our parents, they will say, "Have you done thinking?" You see, so in this thinking, if we have to put the element in the process, management process. In textbook, we're like this, we're planning, organizing, leading, control. Thinking give us the element of ideas, how to plan, how to structure the organization and manpower, how to motivate and leading our manpower, and how to create control. That is thinking. And think tank, we have to is continuous. The process is continuous. So why I mentioned thinking is important. I'll tell you later what is thinking meant. In order for us to be successful in not only in running our organization, running our family, and also able to transform our organization, our family into Sharia compliant. So when we talk of management, this is management process. What are we doing? What are we planning? What are we organizing? What are we leading? What are we controlling? This side is resources. We are talking of human. We are planning, organizing, and so on. Managing this management process. We are managing the human, finance, time, info, and asset. These are very basic elements. Even in our family, we are managing our family, human, our children, and so on. We are talking of financing, how we spend for the present financial, how we derive our finance in the form of halal or haram, the source of finance, and how we're going to put the future. And also we must put time factors, because things are growing, the world is moving, our children are growing, our mankind are growing. So time factors important in terms of managing. And also information need to be gathered. That is why we have data, that is why we have information, what we for analysis, that we able to deviate a planning strategy and control. And we are also managing our asset. Asset mean whatever physical asset we have, mobile asset we have to manage. So easy, it's just managing the resources. Okay, this is what management is all about, and it's simple. You see, it can be applied from our family, managing our family, and managing a country. So the failure of an organization, the failure of our family, the failure of the world is failing managing function, that is thinking, planning, organizing, and control in these resources. Okay, This is basic understanding. If we see that our family, organization, that we fail to manage the resources. Okay, let us look at Islamic management. What is Islamic management? Okay, as we understand, Islamic management has its own objective, Islamic, yeah, and is a principle. It is rules and regulation. It's not a philosophy. That we need to understand that and need to translate that into action in management. Let us look what is that. So just now management, we must understand management. We must understand this metric of management. You ever read through many books? How could we gather all these books into this simple understanding of managing the resources? Yes. So I came out with this metric of management, easy for us to implant in our mind, to implant in the student so that they learn the theoretical management function and resources into real life. And also I use this in my management to my managers, for them to understand this so that they be able to translate, understand what is management about. Just simple managers, when they do the thinking, they should think of how to develop human resources, how to manage the financial, how to manage time, how to manage information. Information is very important to gather. That's why you have data information for us to analyze. Okay, and how we think to manage our physical asset around. You see, so after do the thinking, we do planning, organizing, leading to all these things. Is a metric of information. So the definition is below here. It's very simple. And understand this: integrated activities of thinking, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, interconnected with decision. These are to make decision, including the use of resources, the use of these resources. You see, if you understand this, for the with the objective of attaining goal by means of effective and efficient method. When we talk effective, mean when we say how effective you are, mean how you're able to achieve your objective. That is effective. When efficient, mean how you're able to, to reduce financial resources. It's important. For example, email is created, very effective, you reach the destination, very efficient and zero cost. Before we send by post, by mail, but now we email, effective, cheap, and efficient. Sending email and so on. But this is what I mean, management. Yeah, we must understand this. We must implant in our mind. So what is was getting my age is getting with me. So now this interaction within Shariah, we understand the Shariah at the back of our mind. We already understand this think management at the back of our mind. We'll be able to interact within this principle and this process. You see, and we therefore with this interaction, we able to what do you call that? We are able to produce this one. Shariah thinking, Shariah planning, Shariah organizing, Shariah leading, Shariah controlling. As you know, Shariah is Islamic way, Islamic law. Okay, so thinking in accordance to Shariah law, planning in accordance to Shariah law, organizing in accordance to Shariah law, and leading according to Shariah, controlling Shariah. So this is very simple for us. Having this in mind, We're going to manage the human, finance, time, and cooperation. This is just a framework of our action. When we talk Sharia thinking, we start digging, doing research, how best that we to create human, what they call planning, financial. Some of the thing has been developed, or some into finance, but the other areas need to be developed. If it's not be developed, okay, this is okay. You can see that the matrix of management just now. I add up this one. Protect maqasid asya'ah. That's the ultimate objective. So it's simple. With all these metrics, you change the organization objective plus the achieving, attaining goal of maqasid asya'ah. Put this element into your corporate objective as operating objective, and other objective, objective becoming tactical strategy in order to achieve a set of maqasid objective. Yeah. So this is what it happened. Easy to remember. And you can see I've changed it. You put the element of maqasid into this definition. You see, with objective of attaining goal of maqasid okay. Okay, if you understand it, you read this, you are able to picture what sort of action. These are definition of Islamic management. If you learn from the book, or the lectures give you this, can you remember easily? No, you cannot visualize how to implement. With this, you are easily understood. You can easily visualize. You can easily think of how to translate it into action of transforming your organization to Sharia compliant organization. Okay. I just say that when I like to put this praise for your understanding, the reason behind it. Many people, when they plan, they fail to plan. They say, this is our best. Allah is best planning. Yeah. But look at a different perspective. Allah is the best planning. I mean what? Allah has given us the Quran for us to plan. Allah has given a prophet which operationalized, translating Quran to action. That is what it meant to me. If we talk of something we plan, which is not according to Islam, we will put, Allah is the best planners. We are very defensive in that case, admitting our own weaknesses and failures. But of course, Allah has given us the Quran. Allah has given a prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to show us the success of Islam, as we see during the Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him. So this our planning has to be whatever in management planning. We have to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. And we can see that the Quran is widely read and memorized in the world. 10 million people memorizing the Quran. If we have 10 million people able to translate the Quran into action in all human activities, we have changed the world. Able to follow the Prophet Muhammad as a role model in all our human activities and whatever position we are, managers, leaders in the families, leaders in organization, leaders in running a country, the world is safe. We are safe. Okay, brothers and sisters, this order is management. Now we finished 20 minutes, 40 minutes. We have another half an hour, 20 minutes to discuss the other one. Okay,
Doctor,
sorry?
you need to have a Q&A session also during the class or after the class?
Open question while I have a slip of drink. Okay, please put your
Okay,
question.
to all participants, you can unmute yourself if you have a question.
Yeah.
We can have a discussion. Also, like usual, you can also put in the chat box. But good if you can direct question.
You can ask any questions. You can ask. You can put your ideas across. There's a hadith which I can't remember. If you ask question, the benefit will for those who listen it, those who answer it, those who ask it. You see, the benefits is widespread. There's no question or wrong question. The asked question is for further verification. And giving ideas across is good ideas to enhance our knowledge. Is there anything that you need to question? Anybody? Give you 2 minutes before I proceed on.
Yes.
Don't be shy to ask questions. It is all in our family. Is it in our family?
Yeah, from brother to unmute. Brother Abdul Rashid.
Yeah,
You can
Brother
you
Rashid.
can unmute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.
Alaikum salam, brother.
Thank you so much for such comprehensive, such beautiful presentation and delivery of the knowledge. I never see such kind of delivery of knowledge related to the Sharia. It's a very, very comprehensive and very new, unique. And I have one question related to your book. You wrote that the e-copy of this book will be cost $3. Yes? And my question is,
Yes.
why $3? Why not 4? Why not 10? Is there something behind?
Yes, thank you, brothers.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Professor.
Yes. Thank you very much. May I answer a question? Yeah. You answer a question. Thank you for your appreciation or your kind comment. The second question is why $3? Why $10? Maybe we can see if I go through I remember when I say that anything should be effective and efficient. Effective means able to achieve the objective. As you know, email at zero cost, and then effective means be able to achieve our what do you call that? Our objective. Yeah. And also efficient also means to reach as quickly as possible, instantly. Okay. Why I choose $3? Because not $10. In my mind, if you allow me to share whatever in my mind, $1 is meant to be donated to the Palestinian or brothers who are suffering in Palestinian. $1 is meant for us to donate to other source of fund which is meant for what they call for education, and $1 is for me to manage it in order to spend the time, and also to what they call it is what they call to send the printing, and also to create this sort of and to enroll, engage in other software and so on. So it doesn't mean much cost, you see. If I'm going to print it, it may cost $100 if you get to the publisher, but it doesn't mean to achieve my objective. So I hope if you can refine my objective, I appreciate so. That is the reason. One is dollar meant for Palestinian, $1 for educational fund, and $1 for myself to spend in management. For example, buying into a laptop, tabletop, pinkies, buying into a better, what do you call that?
Okay, thank you very much. There's a question, Brother Awa.
Okay, Brother Awa. Oi. Yes, for Awa Fai.
Awa Faya.
Yeah, he has to switch on the mic, I think.
You can unmute yourself, brother.
Azlan Hassan.
Yeah.
Yes, Brother Azlan.
Okay. Can I speak, Dr. Shaya'A?
Yes, please,
Yes,
please.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Shaya'A, for your inspiring lecture today. I want to take one. I want to get your opinion because in one of your presentation, you mentioned Allah is the best of planners, and in Quran we also be recommended to think, okay, before we make any decision. So can you give any what we call the limitation between our capability to think and Allah as the best planner? Is it any what you call guideline? Because at the end we still need Allah to determine for us.
Yes, it is a very simple lifestyle. If our lifestyle is that first we tawakkal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever we do, right? For example, we perform a prayer, we always repeating it, I think more than basic 5 times or 17 times. We repeating it, ihdina siratal mustaqim, isn't it? Please guide us to the right direction. You see? Direction in your favor, not direction we've gone astray. And we ask, do you receive answer from Allah? Yes, we receive. To me, again, to my own interpretation, my own feeling, we receive immediate answer from Allah Ta'ala when you open the Quran. We say that Quran say, answer zalikal kitabu la rayba fi. This is the Quran beyond a shadow of doubts. You see, this Allah has given us Quran and us for us to follow. You see, that is what I'm trying to say. After the Quran is our standing operating procedures. Therefore, after we follow the Quran, do you think that we're going to fail? Follow use Islamic principle? Are we going to fail? We follow what do you call it? Free interest banking, free interest insurance? No, it fails because we do not implement it. What do you call it? Actually, it never fails. We can see the Islamic banking. It is accepted worldwide, not only in Muslim world, it's non-Muslim world. This is what I'm trying to say. Allah is the best planning procedures in the Quran and Sunnah. That is my what do you call it? My belief. For example, another example, maqasid al-shara, which is being coined or being structured by our ulama, okay? We are confining only into fiqh, judicial system. That is till today. You can see that we never go beyond into different activities in which we are discussing today, in which are implemented in management, in our lifestyle, I mean hospitality industry, and other areas. Maqasid al-Shariah. We only talk, when talk Maqasid al-Shariah, we are talking of fiqh, mu'amalah. We talk about faith, munakahat. And we talk of, we never go beyond that as a strategy. You see, if you understand the process of strategy means long term. Ultimate objective means long-term objective. That is strategy thinking. Okay, I hope I can answer your question.
Brother Nur Lawa,
I think we go on with the second stage because we have to stop at what time? Sorry, 11.
10:30.
I thought 11, isn't it?
10:30. We break 30 minutes and we come back
Okay.
at 11.
Because just now you take 15 minutes of my time. We stop at what do you call it? Oh, we stop at 11.
10:45.
We stop at 10:45. Okay, now I can divide my time into two sections for two. Okay, hotel operational management. It is very simple, you see, when we already understand what is maqasid and what is Sharia operational definition in our mind, at the back of our mind, which is always there. We can understand what is management at the back of mind. These two, which is the critical success factor, which is the key knowledge we need to understand in order to translate or to transform or to what do you call, to change the organization into Islamic organization. Without these two knowledge as a structure of our effort, without understanding, we keep on disputing among ourselves. But if our structure in this way, we able to implement in very effective and efficient, and we discuss and we refine our action through these two knowledge. So I consider these two knowledge as prerequisite, is key knowledge that to understand. Okay, as Sadina Omar said, knowledge, action without knowledge is futile. You see, that means we do something without knowledge is futile. And he further said, knowledge without action is useless. We have all this knowledge, we keep in our mind, we never translate into action, we're useless. At least this simple two knowledge to practice in our daily life, we put it in our family, we plan it in our family. You think it over after this, think over this, and implement it in our family or organization in whatever we could. Okay? In hotel industry, there are various reasons. First, we must understand in hotel industry is very, very basic. Everybody knows. People go into your hotel, they go for business, and they go for holiday, or sometimes they come individual, or they go in group. If they are group, then they convention center, meeting, and so on. These are very basic. You go anyway, you can understand by yourself. That is simple. I just show you the way. Okay, there are activities that lodging operations, is it a hotel, is it a motel, is it a resort hotel, is it a time-sharing hotel, and so on. And then you have to manage restaurant, transportation, retail shop, in these activities. These are basic operations. You can know it from anywhere. So I manage myself. I have my small villa hotel in Kuala Terengganu above the bridge, and also I transformed one hotel in Turkey. It's a casino hotel into Islamic compliant hotel. And now, because of the situation in Turkey is not conducive, because you can see the tourism drop and so on, I have a small motel, my family hotel, run by my son, which is in Kuala Terengganu, which is having all this in mind. We have transport services for the cars and so on. And then these are these basic, everybody can understand. And all these activities that we have to transform into compliant with Sharia. Sometimes in Malaysia it's very simple. Food beverages, there are halal standard that are produced by our councils of Islamic Council for us to follow. So we can follow the system, follow the guideline, and then we can put the halal sticker onto a restaurant, and also they will come and check. And also airline, they don't have shopping malls, they have, of course, the food they serve is there. Activities in hotel, it depends on the hotel. We don't have halal hotel, but they say it's friendly hotel. But I will tell you how we introduce a system in the industry, not by the government, but the industry. Okay, because system is very important for us to follow. So in this case, food and beverages, I think no complaint on this. We can use in Malaysia, in many other countries, these are the system. If other countries want to follow, they don't have the system, they can always refer to Malaysian system of halal industries and halal product, consumer product, and so on, which is selling in these shops, And also for those who are in, for example, in Muslim country, which is strictly for Islamic law, so the hotel operation is automatically in compliance with the country Islamic rules. For example, in Saudi Arabia, it is totally you can open something into halal. I think the same in Nigeria as well. And so, but in Malaysia, you can mixture of that, but we can always introduce which is Islamic. Okay, I always recall this. To transform, we need this knowledge, in order to transform. Okay, I recall this. You see, so when we recall this management function, it is important for us to look into the two key factors here, two key success factors. When we talk of two key success factors, which in order to make it more effective and successful, that we need to create a think tank. The manager yourself unable to do alone because you're busy talking of other activities, but you need a task force consisting of all managers or all executive within you as a task force to think how Islamic principle could be applied using these metrics and understand the earlier Shariah framework. That is important. Having which you implement this, you should create a management audit. Management audit is very important to ensure that whatever you implement is in compliance with what you plan, in compliance with the rules and regulation. If you cannot, or you are short of staff in having management audit internally, but you can do externally, inviting people, expertise from the industry, from university to sit in a committee, which meet every month or twice a month to audit, or rather to see whether what you have implemented is in compliance with Shariah. This is important. The two important elements we need to create. Okay. It is very simple actually to create. This is through experience when we talk to one manager who is running a Japanese hotel, 5-star hotel. We said that he interested to implement Sharia. I said very simple. Just listen down and talk to your managers. Talk to your owner. So he talked to his owner, explained that I need to create halal restaurant, no alcohol in hotel premises, dedicated swimming pool, halal events, Muslim prayer room, hijab Sharia for Muslim staff. He just tell this. The committee of the hotel, the Japanese, say, wow, very good. Arigato gozaimasu. We should be able to explore this. But are you sure they will bring some profit to us? He said, I'm sure. I can promise you within 6 months. So what about halal restaurant? We follow the Islamic Malaysian standard. And then he discussed with the cook. The one Japanese cook mentioned, well, one menu that cannot be what you call, get rid of the non-halal product. We need to put some pork into it. Then the Japanese owner said, well, don't include that menu in our menu. Just take it off. It's just very simple, isn't it? 30-man Japanese restaurant. And no alcohol in the hotel premise. They did a survey to the consumer. Oh, no problem. We can drink alcohol outside the hotel. After all, we come into the hotel for meeting. We don't drink alcohol. Get ourselves drunk in the hotel. You see, sometimes we want to put a proposal. It's very simple, because Islam is the truth. Truth prevail falsehood, which is what Allah said, mentioned in Surah, I think Surah Baqarah, verses 256. We say that there's no compulsion, there's no force in Islam, because the truth is always prevail over falsehood. See, this is what it says, and it is true enough. This hotel getting popular among Muslim, non-Muslim. And this is a business hotel, yeah. My own experience, I met the managers. I don't want to mention the name here. True story. And it also happened in one hotel in Langkawi. The same. While other hotel drops, that hotel follow this system, increase in the income. They even have a speaker to indicate all over the side of the hotel the time for prayer. And does not affect the customer. They like it because they said there's a time for us without looking at the watch. So you see, we cannot be defensive. We should be offensive and just telling the truth without even detailed papers to put our case across. This is my true example, which I met a couple of case study of how conventional hotel turned into Sharia compliance. Okay. Okay, that is 15 minutes. Okay, it's very simple. If in mind to transform hotel, conventional hotel or conventional organization into Sharia compliant, remember two things, yeah? Management and also these two things is the key knowledge that you should know. You see, to be able to put across. I remember when I put this across international conference in Europe, regional conference, put across the ideas because in terms of tourism, translated tourism or development of European development. My title is Shariah as a core foundation for development of a country. My lectures was supposed to be the second day, but it was put at the opening of the conference because of the word Sharia in terms of development, yeah, and because those prime minister, I don't want to mention the name, like to see what I'm trying to explain. But when I explain this, there's the system of framework of Shariah, what it means and so on. Of course, I've explained the reason, the benefit, and so on. After the conference, they came to me, they said, this is the first time I understand what is Sharia. You see, with the complete activities and the objective. The objective is structured and good for mankind, is what they comment. The few professors of other universities, they came forward, meant to say that Sharia was not given in this perspective. Even in Malaysia, I could say that when I talk about Sharia, Maqasid al-Sharia, to the professional, what do you mean by Sharia? I don't agree with Sharia. Because I thought Sharia is cutting of hands. They thought Sharia, but I said, what do you mean? Sharia itself now changing the mainstream activities of the world. I will talk in my next lectures, okay, to elaborate further the good of Sharia. Okay. Okay, brothers and sisters, another 20 minutes. What I mentioned here, that the two important things that we need to have think tank and management. When we established, my own experience establishing in one of the country in Europe, we don't call Islamic hotel, we put Sharia compliant hotel. We look at this, we think to have a system, we are following the system of a 5-star hotel, 3-star hotel, which is being formulated by Association of European Hotel. Yeah, it was, I think it was the system was established in 2001, I think. But in the history of what do you call a system guide hotel for 1-star to 5-star was established in Europe by Automobile Association, yeah, I think about 50 or 100 years ago, as a guideline to the motor, to their members, Associate of Automobile Association, to find out the hotel which is 5-star, 2-star, 3-star, 5-star as a guide. It started like that. The same in Australia, also established by Automobile Association of Australia. In America, the same. In America, they don't use star, they use diamond state. So, when I look at these three systems, basically it is a structure or rules and regulation for us for hotel to follow. So what we did is to integrate this process, or rather putting element Islamic Sharia principle and rules to enhance it or transform this rules and regulation into Islamic quality standard. See, it's very simple, isn't it? You don't have to create from scratch. The problem is we try to create from scratch. And then we start, it takes years and so on. It just takes instantly. We just take the annual, download it, ask for a copy of various standard produced by the Hotel Association. Hotel Association in Europe only established the start in 2011, adopting that others hotel using it. You see, what I did to get that and transform it as the structure and put the elements of Sharia. For example, get rid of the non-halal activities in the restaurant, non-halal events. All those non-halal is being eliminated. So, because the quality standard is just based on the structure and the elements, so it turned out to be IQS. If we take out all those elements of non-halal, therefore the standard according to their own standard is 0. They would take out your 5-star from the hotel. It doesn't matter, take the star away, have our own symbol. We have a crescent, so that's why we have a crescent to replace the star. 5 crescent, 3 crescent, 2 crescent, and 1 crescent. You see, based on the structure. You see, it's very simple, isn't it? You see, we just adopt certain standard and do it. And it's a similar thing if we're going to avoid corruption in the country. Do you know that the best system of anti-corruption is I think in Finland, if I'm not mistaken, in Finland, number 1, because they've been structure of eliminating corruption. Why not take the system? It has been devised by European Union, put it to practice and refine it in our system. When I suggested that, they say, that's different. That's different element. Change it in our environment, putting element Quran, just same the same Islamic quality standard. Yeah? This IQS is not derived from the government. It is initiative from the industry. It is important. Don't care about it because like association of hotel, they drive their own standard, not the government. We have the association. Okay, this is you look at these bonds, yeah. What do you call this? In one country, we're looking into this, we establish a system. You see, we provide the crescent instead of star. These are getting popular, but slowly, but it's not very active now. Well, this is getting popular in a few years. Start 2012. You see, we have awarded this hotel for the Qatar hotel, which they have 33 hotel worldwide. We have provided this standard to them. Well, it doesn't matter. We just invite them. The industry, the consumer set. Okay, even to others worldwide. We have to give them to Indonesia, Thailand, Turkey, and Dubai. You see, these are what we have done so far. You see, it's getting accepted. We produce IQS. We invite government ministers to award it, though it is not theirs, but ours, it doesn't matter. The most important is that we able to disseminate information. Okay, we are going toward other industry, change the value chain. We are going toward providing, we are already providing for the travel agent, and we're traveling for other food restaurant and so on. And we try to establish it to other country representative, but I have to admit that it is now inactive. This is commonly happen in our Muslim community. That's something which is structured and good. It's become inactive. Since it's active in COVID vaccine, yeah, COVID-19 before. Maybe the effect of COVID vaccine, and maybe now the effect of AI as what being concluded by MIT that we are getting brain rot, which include mental laziness and less focus to be creative. That's what's happening. And the conventional university, of course, less interest to look into it because it's Islamic in nature, because it would change the lifestyle of humanity. Islamic is still less developmental to due my respect. We have put many, you look by yourself, Islamic knowledge, Islamic integrated knowledge, Islamic Islamization, which is being muted or being advocated by Syed Qutb, Professor Syed Qutb. Until today, you are able to have a very structured Islamic management. You see, I don't know, maybe through my own research and so on. And yeah, it is yet to be developed. What about this Islamic quality standard, which is being even put across the universities, industry, Islamic industry, Muslim industry, but it remains inactive. To me, it doesn't matter, because when we study the establishment of hotel, that's what they call it, hotel standard, European hotel standard, establishment of system quality is started 100 years ago, but today doesn't. So we hope and pray that we have laid down the foundation, we laid down the system, we will improve. That is why the strength, I believe, that universities, private sectors must strengthen themselves, must collaborate, which I found very little among Islamic universities. Their collaboration within the industry is lacking. That we need to strengthen it, to enhance it, in order to apply whatever system, not only hotel. Hotel is important because it is a lifestyle. Well, I'm trying to write this book, what I'm given lectures today with all these three things. I hope I can structure and detail out what I'm in my mind. But those interested can always write it or write email to me, and also to IIIT, because I believe that when we give lectures without writing book to leave it to the next generation, it being drowned. But anyway, what Omar Kasturi has mentioned, that we have to write books, to put into book in the simpler form, not too academic. If it's too academic, brothers and sisters, it's difficult for the industry to apply or to translate into action. I came across one professional say that knowledge university is not only to gather knowledge, the most important thing is to translate knowledge into action. Yes, that is why the professional develop their own association. They have a medical association, engineering association, is to make sure those that gather knowledge, they able to practice in reality. Why not they integrate this too? Unfortunately, this is what I can see. Having future AI, there are many areas knowledge could be gathered as a review, but put it into action. Creativity, the new action is most important for the future of the universities and for the betterment of humankind, particularly with our own Muslim Ummah, which is need to change. Not making now 3 years already, the AI being introduced to us, we can see that everybody using AI. Yes, it's good for AI, but don't make AI enslave our mind. Don't make AI superiority. AI cannot think. AI is gather information. When I asked AI last week, do you know mapping? They don't understand what is mapping. That means they are not exhaustive in their gathering information. Then I say, get into my slide share. They went to slide share. Yeah, I know. You see, they still have some reservation. And I ask again, do you base your information from unpublished paper? Or no, they said, we gathered information from available published paper, published information in the net. They say, those are not published, we cannot get. Then I ask them again, what the hell that you don't even know my mappings? Oh, we are sorry, sometimes we don't get into it. That is one AI course. Another AI I asked in the survey about Islam, they said, and about Christianity, they have some reservation. I'm sorry, we cannot give views on this Christianity. I say, why not? Because you say you're intelligent, you can assess it. Why can you assess Islam? Why can't you assess Christianity? Oh, they say that is we have a certain code to follow. You see, AI is designed certain limitations. Of course, we cannot totally disregard AI, but we can use AI as a tool for us to be creative and think further. This is very important. And for those who do research in AI, take extra care, especially a student. Ask the question of what they gathered from the AI. What are the hypothetical facts they created for further research based on AI, which is not covered by the source AI. Okay, this book will be talk about this, and AI book will be talking about the next Maqasid Shariah in management. Yeah, so we have another 10 minutes to ask any questions. Thank you very much. Yes, Baba? I don't see many people here. I can see Awa, I can see Nura. What? Yes, please. Any question before we stop for the rest? We begin again at 11 on the Maqasid Shariah as a strategy in business. And these are interlinked with this topic we're discussing. For further explaining Maqasid Shariah, further explaining areas of business that created the new mainstream of Islamic economy. And that is opportunities for us And to those who are graduated in the field of Sharia, do not stop from you for acquiring knowledge about management. Management is very important. And Sharia is for those who are graduated from the field of other field like management and social development, because study the Sharia in detail, read it. For mine also, I'm not in the field of graduate from Sharia, but my first degree is I'm basically a professional statistician. But a statistician means application of statistic in real life. But I have, Alhamdulillah, I have the opportunity of learning management. And that interests me in management. And put statistic into management that put me enhance my career, because I use statistic. I can gather facts, statistic, I can analyze, I can do research. If you do statistic, not university, but association of statistician, Royal Statistical Society of UK. But basically, it is knowing knowledge and apply it, and we learn management, and that put me interested in management. And when I put management in statistics, it grows faster in my career and my development in the area. Then I'm interested in Islam. Then my third, what do you call that, PhD, I studied research application of Maqasid al-Sharia as a strategy in management. That is the reason that I getting interest in the field. I have the application of translating the what do you call that, Sharia information after reading many Sharia book, after reading the Quran, we're understanding there's so many areas that we need to translate the principle of Quran into reality. If you look at the Quran, it is twice I think in the Quran. What do you call it? Quran is Kitab, isn't it? It meant to say is the mother of knowledge. You're going to start something. We need our source Quran first, then others. When our literature review, as professional, we never refer to Quran at all. So you have to go to Quran basic. Even we supervise our student, go to the Quran, understand the Quran, find the gap where your areas that the principle, rules and regulations need to be applied in real life. Okay, that concludes everything, brothers and sisters. We have understand holistic about Sharia, we understand Sharia management, we understand basic operational management, hotel and others. We understand Sharia compliant hotel establishment, Islamic quality standard. Not only this area, but you can always establish Islamic quality standard in banking, Islamic quality standard in your organization, and so on. Okay, thank you very much. And I have 5 minutes for you to ask questions. Any question, brothers and sisters? Excuse me for a drink. No question. It is two ways which I can understand. You don't understand it. Okay. I'm sorry if I don't make you understand. Yes. I cannot read you, I'm sorry, but you put some question that Oh, that can I like it? The hour has put some symbol. Maybe you can talk. You what do you call that? Your mic. Take your mic. Maybe somebody close your mic. Where is the moderator? What it put it that? What do you call it? Unite apa? You meet. Yeah, they don't unmute you. Power. Where is the moderator? The missing.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, that's better.
Thank you so much, dear professor. May I ask question?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Sorry, brother, can I just...
Yeah,
now
please,
the mic
moderator.
is unmute.
Please, our chat box is turned off. Can you...
Okay, now
switch?
it's okay. It looks like there is the message. Now it's okay. It's okay, Alhamdulillah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Okay, Doctor, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much for this presentation. It was very, very, very beneficial, I think. Okay, I just have one.
We have question.
I have question, yeah.
Can we provide?
Can you hear me, Dr. Othman? Dr.
Yeah,
Othman,
Abdurrashid, I can hear. I can hear Abdurrashid.
Dr. Osman, you have criteria, 6 criteria, yeah, related to the Sharia compliance of the hotel.
Yes.
Like halal restaurant, no alcohol in the hotel premise, dedication of swimming pool, halal events, Muslim prayer room, etc. And how you tackle with such issue like when couple come to the hotel and would like to order one room, but between this couple there is no nikah. Is it issue or is it not issue? For example, in my country, I am from Kyrgyzstan, Central Asia. In Saint Valentine's Day, the whole hotel is full. And we can imagine that there is some in some hotel is conducted zina. And how you tackle with this issue? And another question related to the... Okay, answer please this question and I will provide the second question after your answer. Thank you.
Okay, the first, through my own experience, sometimes we put into rules and regulations, we become sensitive to the government as well as the customer. What we did is that at the counter, we put that those who are not married and nikah is prohibited, is not welcome. Okay, this is a shot at the counter. When they see that, it is quite effective. I went to one hotel in Indonesia. I brought my sister along, my own sister, which they don't know this. My sister, I don't make decoration. So I put my sister in a different room. But I went to the room, my sister came to my room, being observed by the staff, and they called me. You cannot bring woman into your room. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, this is my sister. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't declare my sister. So what I'm trying to say is educating the customer is most important. Yeah. If the customer is educated and the customer is aware of the situation, they will slowly keep the distance to it. Okay, my own family experience, we have a villa at the beach in one of Malaysian state, we put that in the rules and regulation published in the website, which is please respect the local custom. The local custom is basically 99% Muslim. It includes the way you dress, the way you are, intermingles and so on. So this is what we do. We don't put no alcohol, because the community surrounding the non-alcohol, the community is the community, what do you call it, not enforcing, but community making them realize to follow the system. That is what we did. Of course, you can put within in the rules that a marriage couple is not allowed. Well, sometimes the government may not like it. That is what my own experience. Okay, Mr. Abdul Rahman.